What's going on, everybody? Welcome in to the North End Podcast, episode 36. Live in studio, undisclosed location. My name is Zach Graham, your host here on the North End Podcast, joined, as always, by my good buddy. He's on record as my best friend. It's E and Me Show, a.k.a. E, a.k.a. LaE James, a.k.a. Sebastian Drew Easy Dior, a.k.a. Easterdamus, a.k.a. Pap E. O'Daniel, a.k.a. Chili Willie, a.k.a. Eon Stonkel E. We are a little bit more excited now that we are in person here. We got the video rolling. Producer Sheriff in the building. But it's not really like a happy time after what happened yesterday.
I know, but I'm still really happy. So I feel like I might be a little confused when we get rolling into the really shitty stuff here.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm pretty excited. You can see the smile on my face that I'm trying my best to contain. But yes, we do have miserable things to talk about. And I don't know if the rest of the Austin FC community has as much giddiness as we do right now, being able to do what we're doing.
Man, I feel like just through the intro there, I almost felt like it's episode 1 again. We're like a little shaky off the top, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's how we got the intro, was how shaky I was going into it in episode 1. And now thinking about, there's a camera right there.
Yeah.
And we have this nice equipment. Like, we've never sat here in person. It's not like we get together at a house, apartment, whatever, and talk. It's always over computer. So it's,
yeah.
It's good to be with you, my friend.
Indeed.
And now let's dive into the shit show that was Tuesday night. Without further ado, I guess, Austin FC taking on Violette AC in Austin's debut in the CONCACAF Champions League. And it went about as bad as it possibly could have. I think so. Gonna do a little bit different style of recap here, right? Because typically we go through the minutes. We really like to, you and I really like to break down certain plays, and like it kind of helps us develop our soccer knowledge, which is elementary at best, I think, at least compared to some of the other people in the community. And so there's not a lot of stuff to break down.
Nope. I guess that's what happens when you just get your butt kicked up and down the pitch. I mean, it was interesting because like before the match, I started to see the in the Twitter space people talking about getting CONCACAF'd.
Yeah.
And like just being like, yeah, this is, like weird shit happens in this tournament, and be ready for the unexpected. And that was definitely not expected unless you were from Violette and predicted the score precisely before the game. So well done there.
So I had clipped that from, I think it was Jorge Iturralde, who I believe, and I apologize if I'm mispronouncing his last name, Jorge. Fantastic content out there in the DR. To my knowledge, the only Austin FC-centric, reporter going out there making the trip. Yeah. And so that was great. I had clipped that part of his video where the Violette player says, "Oh yeah, the 3-0."
Oh yeah. I knew.
And I was ready. Yeah. When we go up 3-0, I'm ready to clown this kid.
Oh yeah. And
then not only do we lose, but it's 3-0.
Yeah. Yeah. I knew you clipped it too. I knew you were ready, had it in the chamber, ready to go. But yeah, now it gets to live in infamy on the other side.
Oh God. So one of the things that we did do after the match was ask our Twitter followers for topics to discuss, questions, statements, anything. So I think what we're going to do, especially after the rewatch, like I had a feeling we weren't going to have a lot to talk about. After the rewatch, confirmed.
Correct.
Not a lot to talk about, at least on the positive side of things here from this match, right? So I guess first let's talk about the lineup. I'll pull it up right here. And like the more shorthanded we are anywhere, but particularly on that back line now. Yeah. The worse it is for us to not have a lineup formation. I know I bitched about this an episode or two ago. But like this was how many guys could have started at center back, or are we in a back three? Like, it ended up being the back four. Jimenez on the right, who's wearing the captain armband. Lima was playing that right center back. Amro Tarek making his debut on the left. And then Lundqvist at left back. Defensive midfield of Sophie Jeffel making his Austin FC debut.
Yes.
Johan Valencia's 2023 debut. And then you see kind of that front four, right? Redis on the left. Diego at the 10. Finley out on the right. And Maxi up top. So what were your thoughts when you first saw this lineup? Because clearly, you know, rotated. We left some guys at home. Saba's at home. Leo's at home. Alex is at home. And Danny Pereira was at home, who, you know, I mentioned kind of just in passing about his asylum status on Sunday's episode. Josh actually said after the match that Danny couldn't come. So
you were spot on.
The mystery continues.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I mean, because he played in Montreal last year. Yeah. Or Vancouver, sorry. Where he played in both. He got tossed in Montreal.
That's right.
So, I don't know. Maybe you said maybe it's a European thing. It's some kind of thing.
Yeah, that lineup was some kind of thing too.
Yeah.
Man, as disastrous as a start that we could have for this back line has basically happened. We now have, you know, if you got a backline bingo card for this team, we now have our own goal. You can check that box, get that squared away, because Amro Tarek, obviously, for those who watch the game or have been alive for the past 16 hours now, have seen. So yeah, that backline is in shambles right now. And with that lineup, you know, we got to go to, let's start with keeping a few things in perspective.
Okay.
All right. We did not bring our best player.
True.
Okay.
Some would say the MVP of the league last year.
Some would say that. We did not bring our best player. Okay. We started a hodgepodge in the back line there. We have a game Saturday in Salt Lake, in the altitude, a very difficult place to play.
Yeah.
Then we will be coming back. Well, theoretically, obviously, we'll get into that a little more coming up. But we should theoretically be coming back Tuesday to play in Austin versus Violette. And then Saturday again.
At Houston.
So quite a grueling stretch here. And I'm not going to say coach threw in the towel with the lineup, but we have to accept that we were going to see some fresh faces in this starting lineup, given the circumstances. Obviously, no excuse for the performance, because all of these individuals are professionals. I mean, shit, Lundqvist was starting for Houston last year.
Yeah.
Like, so with those parameters put in place, the lineup didn't surprise me, because I knew it had to be something completely different.
Yeah, and I think most people in tune with the team knew that we weren't taking everybody. We didn't know exactly who. And especially, like, they're getting on the plane, I think, Monday, early afternoon, and media team puts out pictures of Stuver, Fagundes, Rigoni, you know, starters. Every game starter type of players. But I thought it was interesting. A couple things we noted. Kip was on the bench.
Yep.
We expected him to be there. I thought he could start. Maybe he should have. But the fact we brought Rigoni out there and didn't put him on the pitch. To me, and if there's such thing as a Rigoni homer, like, it's us. I thought he could have gotten out there, maybe instead of Finley, maybe instead of Diego. I don't know. It's tough because Diego's not a natural 10.
Yep.
But you've got Redis and Finley out there. But Rigoni can play all over the pitch. So that's, to me, if you're going to have this mismatched lineup. Because, and I'll say this. I was concerned after the first goal, shocker, that you and I watched a lot of preseason. We were looking for crumbs when they're out in Florida and there's no coverage. We're out on Verde Hill every chance we get. We're getting secret streams from good buddies to watch the closed game at Q2. These guys in this 11 never played with each other.
Yep.
Lundqvist was with John Gallagher. Of course, Lima's in a tough spot being put at center back, but we took 2 center backs.
Yeah.
So,
could it just, like we talked about it before earlier, is it just that this is not that important to us?
maybe, and I guess we can move past the lineup, because this is just a discussion we can have throughout
for sure
the recap here, right?
But Rigoni's versatility does lay credence to your point, where we could have thrown him across the side of the pitch, like to the complete opposite side, let him go over there, maybe let him give him some 10 work.
Sure.
You know, he's capable of it.
He's done it in the past.
But yeah, let's just get into it, because the lineup will be, I don't think we'll ever get a concrete answer as to what the thinking behind it was, outside of, we have a grueling stretch coming up here and we're going to need these second string guys to play.
Yeah, so I guess we can kind of just do more of like a goals and cards recap, if you will, because the lack of plays for us to break down for Austin, I don't think we need that much negativity in our lives right now.
Maybe bring me down a little notch right now, because I'm feeling so good. But yeah, no, there's not a lot of great things to talk about. And we went to the Twitter space for some good questions and things like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, we can talk about the highlights, talk about the lowlights, and just the fact that this team looked horrible.
Yeah.
Awful.
Speaking of Twitter space, We Are Austin TV's Twitter space last night. I didn't get to join in on, and it wasn't recorded. So, Hernan, B, you guys, why wasn't it recorded? I want to listen to that after the fact. That's like one of my favorite things to do.
Yeah.
Is like, clearly we don't get on there and speak a ton. I think it's been twice ever.
Mm-hmm.
But like listening to what people have to say, because there's a lot of knowledgeable people out there.
Absolutely.
And you don't have to be knowledgeable to give a good take. Whether it's, on the fan reactions, Twitter space, whatever, just commenting on Twitter. So, I want to listen. 9th minute, Johan Valencia, soft yellow.
Soft and weird. And then for the next card not to come for 23 minutes later, and you try to set that precedent early, and it's just like, come on.
It was still plenty physical.
Yeah.
But, I don't think I've ever seen a player in my young diehard soccer watching career, I don't think I've ever seen a player do this to the bench.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
9 minutes in and barely touched the guy.
It was baffling.
Doesn't take much longer until Violette scores and comes down the right side. I want to say it was and again I'm going to butcher these.
Number 10.
Yeah, Luima.
He was good, man.
He was really good.
He was a firecracker.
And we broke down some of the crumbs, if you will, on the kind of 6 key players that had been kind of bandied about.
Yep.
And let me just pull that up so we can, give these guys their due.
For sure.
Because we might not see him again.
Yeah. I mean, Hector was getting spanked on that side.
Showing his age.
Just clear, yo, this man he is not able to keep up with this player here.
So, Roberto Luima there, 26-year-old left winger. Again, I think these guys have played a lot more games, whether they count in the past or they've been friendlies at neutral sites over the last year, because their last official game was winning the Caribbean Club Championship. That's how they got into CCO. But so, Luima, 4 confirmed appearances for Violette in that Caribbean Championship, did score 1 goal. He's got 4 caps for the Haitian national team, all of those in the 2021 Gold Cup.
Okay.
This is a quality player.
Absolutely.
And, when we can make a joke about a peasant team or a team having farmers and fishermen, like we're going to talk about Wrexham whenever they announce that match, I'm all for it.
Yeah.
This team is not that.
Nope. They were not. They were faster, more athletic, way hungrier. Just wanted it so much more than we did. And at the end of the day, that can get the job done, especially when you have a team that is completely devoid of any sort of leadership in that situation, which we were. So yeah, shout out. Just give me his name again.
Roberto Luima.
Luima.
I'm probably pronouncing that wrong.
We should probably just have a disclaimer before the show starts, so I don't have to say this 15 times every episode.
We are not coming here for culture.
Well, okay. We got a little seasoning.
Louima.
Okay.
Louima.
It sounds like a clothing brand on Amazon.
No, this
boy was balling.
I like this one better. Schneider Cherie,
Oh.
the goal scorer.
Yeah.
And we are from the basketball world originally.
Mm-hmm.
Dunked.
Postered.
On Amro Tarek.
Postered. I could not figure out what he saw when he tried to make an attempt on on this play. And I think saw might be the wrong word to use because he saw nothing on that play. Because it looked, he is making his header attempt to clear it out as the ball is rocketing past Stuver.
Yeah.
And he was not checking Cherie whatsoever. No physical contact on him for pretty much the majority of the match.
Yeah.
And which enabled him to get dunked on.
I'd rather him foul him.
Bro, he did
rather
nothing.
than that. There's no contact there.
No, there's quite literally no attempt to stop him from putting the ball in the back of the net there. And it was the story of the night for Amro.
Steven Saba in the 32nd picks up a yellow. 39th minute. Cherie. Brace. Same play.
Yep.
Double dunk.
Yeah, same play. No contact for his run. Nothing to impede his way, and just boom, there it is again, goal, and it's a party then, and shit.
Look at this picture.
We were as flat as flat could be.
Terrible. And let's just say this, or I want to say this before we move on.
Okay.
That 11 in the first half, I have issue with the way Josh approached this game.
Okay, fair.
And it's not with the lineup. It's not with the lineup. I can nitpick here or there, but that is a team of MLS starters.
Yes.
Outside of, maybe number 11. But even he should be able to put in some work, and to Rodney's credit, probably our best chance of the first half.
Absolutely.
Would
have been a hell of a goal.
It's not fair for me to clown him because everybody else, he was far from the worst player on the pitch.
Absolutely.
But I take issue with the way the players approached it. And this is speculation on my part, but we've been around, not professional sports personally, but collegiate sports as players, as a coach. The fact that Hector and Amro Tarek were out on the field between 80 and 90 minutes before kickoff, not dressed out, talking with Wolf, all this stuff, you're not taking it seriously.
It's a bad look.
Yeah.
Especially after the result.
And I'll tell this little anecdote, if I may.
Permission granted.
Thank you. Hawaii, senior year at St. Ed's. We go out there. We're a very average team. I think we were actually 500 at the end of the year, so as average can be. But this run in Hawaii that we made, we played 4 teams, 2 of them ranked in Division II. Obviously, we were far from a ranked team. Beat one of them close, beat the shit out of the other team. Third game, we're playing what's the D3 up there that Cook's buddy coached at? Doesn't matter. Division III team from upstate New York. We should...
Oh, yeah. Oswego.
Yes. We should beat the piss out of these guys. We show up doing the same kind of thing. Lollygagging, getting out to the court. Like, I think... and kind of similar thing. Our coach sat down our 3 best players like he's Greg Popovich. Me... all of our other buddies, we won't name them, we're fucking around in warm-ups. We're throwing lobs. We're shooting fucking 30-footers.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, these D3 boys on the other end looking at us like, fuck these guys.
Yeah, for
fuck
sure.
These guys.
Yeah.
We're down 9 at half.
Yeah.
I got that feeling. Is like we were disrespecting those guys.
Disrespecting the game.
Austin FC was disrespecting Violette last night.
Yeah.
And it may not have been intentionally, but they did. And it's not just the warm-up thing. It's what those guys did out on the pitch. Going back and watching that first 25 minutes, because I was on stream working during the first half.
Mm-hmm.
Had it on, but can't really focus. You know?
Yeah, for sure.
Watching it again, the effort was poor at best.
Okay, fair.
And I'm just like, I don't think I've ever been more disappointed in this team. We can have an argument about what the worst loss of all time is in Austin FC history. We just had that argument 2 weeks ago.
Let's hope that's not a reoccurring theme for this season.
But I don't think I can. I think I can say with a certainty that me personally, I have never been more disappointed in this team.
I agree. Inexcusable. I mean, coach can only do so many things. Part of it is on him.
Yeah.
For sure. Part of this is on him, for sure. But when you're a professional, you have to have a little pride in your craft and what you do, and the fact that your job is to come out and be ready to play a soccer game, no matter where we're playing, no matter who we're playing. And it's disrespectful to the game to not be ready in that fashion.
Any game
Absolutely.
that you're playing at that level.
Absolutely. I mean, it's a cliche thing that happens all the time. You know, it's the play like it's your last game. Because technically, theoretically, that could happen.
Absolutely.
To you.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's the mindset of that, to be able to be ready. Be like, at no matter what, I'm here, ready to go, ready to play. You're going to get my full effort, all I can give to this team. And not a single person brought that. Not a single person had that mentality. Also, looking at just the pairings, who's passing the ball to who, like there was no chemistry between these guys, which is just really upsetting. Really upsetting. Yeah, I guess we can get into the Lord Reddish shot, maybe. Have some sort of hope, promise to move forward in life.
Whatever, man. I think we're going to see him with Austin FC too pretty soon. He needs minutes.
Yeah, he does need minutes. He needs time. That would have been a hell of a goal.
We'll fucking talk about Austin FC 2 later. Get to halftime 2-0. And, all right, let's regroup.
Yep.
Going back to the Hawaii story, we won that game by 8.
Okay.
Not so here.
Yeah.
Because, 47th minute, Amro Tarek. Is that the worst? And again, we talked about this 2 weeks ago with Kip Keller, but I think this beats it. I think this is the worst performance in Austin FC history from an individual player. I don't think it's close. I don't think it's close to Kip Keller's.
I mean, it's close.
But Amro knew he was going to play.
Bro, it just looked like like a Space Jam type of situation where he got his power sucked out of him beforehand. But yeah, it's so atrocious that it's actually beautiful. Like it's so bad it was kind of poetry in motion. Because the save initially, what a save by Brad. Oh my God. And then this man,
slow motion.
Yeah. It was in slow motion. That's why it was borderline beautiful poetry in slow motion, as he just upper bend it, just bang, right in there. No hesitation.
Did you see how so Stu makes the save?
Yeah.
Falls over, and the ball lands on like Reddish.
Yeah.
I can only imagine what's going through his fucking
absolutely
mind at that point.
Absolutely. Because he in terms of like dire have to clear this ball, he was not in an incredibly adverse situation to get that ball out of there. I mean, he could have brought it down and literally just turned and gotten it out on the right side of the net.
Well, you don't have to bike it there, which is what he was trying to do.
That was a bike. That was a unicycle.
Unicycle. So, about 8 minutes later, here come the subs. And at this point, I don't think anybody on that sideline thought we're coming back.
No.
We need to get one, maybe two. Reddish second leg. Second leg is coming.
Mm-hmm.
Gallagher in for Redis, Rigoni in for Jimenez, Wolf in for Valencia. You talk about quick quick yellow cards. Rigoni, 59th minute, 4 minutes after he comes in with the yellow. I mean, who did?
He really did. I mean, well, another thing, like we are in the Rigoni fan club. We have the weekly subscription letter.
President and chancellor.
Yeah, we're the last bastion for this man right now. He's a DP, man. Mm-hmm. You gotta be ready to fucking play.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No matter who you're playing.
Sorry. Yeah, like, we got your back, but, like, you gotta be ready to play, man. And he had no interest in it.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't think he was, like... I don't think he made poor plays, but...
No, but you could tell.
Not the same effort as you see at Q2.
Absolutely not.
65th minute, Sherry subbed out, so...
Thank God.
Yeah, and then Tarek, 1 minute later, Tarek goes down with a... Look.
You remember when Ruben Patterson said he was the Kobe stopper?
Look. I don't know if he embellished that a little bit just to get the fuck off the pitch. Because, like, and like, we're shitting on Tarek, right?
Rightfully so, yes.
Rightfully so.
Yeah.
I understand that is probably the worst night of his professional career.
It's, you know, shit, we've played 3 games, and we probably have 2 players who have checked that off their bingo cards.
Yeah.
Worst game of their lives.
Yeah. And we've one-upped ourselves as a team.
Yeah. Yeah. No, this is a trend that we need to stop. Well, we can't nip it in the bud, because now the bud is kind of, we got some flowers going a little bit now. But shit, man. Yeah. And so, like, let's get into it, because if we look at this back line, I was having a conversation with some other fans earlier today, and I said, hey, this is a fact, but it's a sad fact. Kip is better than Amro Tarek.
Yeah. I don't think it's close.
He's better. I mean, I got to see the man play again. He's been on 20 teams.
Sure.
Like, clearly he's a professional.
Sure.
He looked like a rec league player. So, I mean, oh, man. You know how we talked about, who were we talking about last pod who's become available because they lost their job?
Xavier Arriaga?
Pay this man.
But see,
pay for some, bro. It's so, again, like, we play a home game and one of these guys goes down.
Look, let's.
You know who's a happy person right now?
Who?
Romagna.
Bro, fuck Romagna.
he is taking shirtless pictures of him. He's so happy right now.
Good. You guess who wasn't in the team for Club Olympia on Saturday? Romagna. He ain't playing there either.
I'm just saying, it looks like he's being a little petty. And he's probably feeling pretty good right now.
He can, sure. Have fun sitting on the bench down in Paraguay.
Okay.
It ain't as fun as sitting on the bench at Q2, I tell you that. Or if you're not in the team, you get to sit up in the little lofts behind the north end.
Yeah.
You're living the life on the bench here.
Yeah.
Now you're on the bench there. Which, like, he may be happier there, but I could give 2 shits what he thinks about us right now.
I think, yeah, I'm just deflecting.
Probably.
Yeah.
Let's just close this out before we continue to talk about the backline, because I think that's a little bit more interesting, and it's also looking forward instead of continuing to bitch about this disaster. So Kip comes on for Tarek. Bruin on for Fagundes in the 70th. 2 more subs for Violette before we close it out. Jeffel did pick up a yellow in the 82nd minute. And before we talk about the backline, this can kind of be a little... if you can see, I have the player ratings right here on FOTMob.
Oh, I saw them.
Have you ever seen one that looks like that?
Nope. I think that's what happens when you just shoot the ball into the back of your own net.
For those of you, if you've looked at these ratings, whatever... Amro Tarek has a red number next to his name. Again, I haven't been looking at these types of player ratings, these sites for very long. No. But 2 years is enough to maybe see a red number at some point, and I have never seen it.
No, I've never seen it either.
And you have a red number against Violette?
Yeah.
They don't have a government. I mean.
Yeah. Yeah. Dude. Are we closing this game out? Or are we talking about this back line? I've never seen it that low either. It's like a Crayola color. It's so red.
Let's close it out with this. Violette fans, fantastic.
Great fans.
And I don't honestly even know how many of them are there just to see the match because it's in the DR. Or, like, are they actual Violette fans or are they just there cheering on the huge underdogs?
Yeah.
Plus 2,300.
Plus 2,300.
We didn't even put 5 on that. We should have put 5 on that.
We just would have felt like we were burning our money.
Well, we could have paid for our beers at Q2 for a first half.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I guess the last thing about this, and this can kind of go into the backline talk, is Kip came in, right? 15 minutes plus stoppage time, or maybe a little longer, 20 minutes or so. And I thought he looked fine. He didn't do it. It's not like he did anything heroic, right? We still look, and to those guys' credit, like when Owen came on, Johnny came on, we got a little bit more juice. We started getting chances.
For sure, we did.
And Maxey, right near the end, I think hits the post.
He does.
But Kip Keller, you think those Violette fans had seen his back pass a time or two?
The whole world has seen it.
The fact that they were jeering this man every time he got on the ball, right from the start when he got out there. I love it.
It's a good scouting report.
I love it.
Yeah.
For the fans, that's awesome. And I love it for Kip. Let me tell you why. Because he's going to get some of that. He's going to get some of that.
Unless we just don't play him on away games.
Well, we're not going to play him in front of our fans. We're not going to play when we get. He's got to play, right? Especially if we're talking about this back line. Yeah. So to go through that for 20, 25 minutes in the worst conditions. You're in a foreign country. You got no fans there. A shout out to the one guy in the Las Voces kit dancing out of the stadium with the Violette fans. That's all you can do at that point.
Yeah.
And also, Josh, players, you let that guy down.
Yeah.
I don't know if that guy lives in the DR or what, but regardless, you let that guy down. Let him down.
He held it down too.
Terrible. Yeah. Shout out to that guy. I don't know who he is, but if you're watching, open invitation. I want to talk about how you got there, why you went.
Yeah, shit.
Because even if, I guess it's a good vacation, but.
Yeah, I've never been there. Beaches. It's got to be nice.
Sure. Anyways, I just think it's a great thing that Kip made it through that. National TV, everybody in the stands giving you shit for your previous mistake. You don't fuck up.
Yep.
It was a positive performance for him, and to me, look, I'm not calling for him to start. I already did that. Wolf knows better. He knows better than us. But let's see this man get another chance before number 3 gets a chance. Please.
Absolutely. And it's ring now.
Yeah, so let's talk about that. So look, we have a spot locked up. Leo.
Yep.
Every game. Every game.
Yep.
It's if Alex Ring didn't have the second spot on lock before last night, he fucking does now.
Yep. He has to.
Yeah.
He absolutely has to. And again, I don't want to be too harsh on Tarek because obviously we try to support Kip as much as well when he had his disastrous evening. And we should extend that as well to him for what was just an absolutely abysmal performance. But no, I do not want to see him play anytime soon. And to your point about Kip, yes, he needed the last, he needed to get rid of the last thing the memory of that play being his last situation out there in the pitch, so it's a building block. It's a stepping stone. It was hard to properly observe these players in this game. Like, I was excited for Jeffel. I wanted to see, and give a more unbiased take on his play, but just right from the rip, you're in rage mode. And it's impossible to just assess how well he looked, or not how well he looked, how he was playing.
Yeah.
And same thing with Kip. We just got to use it as a stepping stone to move forward. And I'm with you there. It's got to feel a little better for him.
I will say on the rewatch today, there was one pass early on from Jeff where I was like, "Ooh, what's pass there?" Okay. Anyways, 13 shots to 10 in favor of Violette. 6 shots to 1 on target, of course, in favor of Violette. Austin FC's squad value, 320 times that of Violette. I'm just putting that loss in more perspective. It hurts. It burns, doesn't it?
They deserved it, man. They beat the shit out of us.
100%. Apparently, though, second leg, Tuesday, Q2, Violette reportedly has 12 players that have been granted visas. So
that includes coaches.
12 people?
12 people.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, so they have 12 people because that number includes coaches.
Well, I hope them coaches are ready to Kakute Mane this fucking game, bro. You
better go check out the Roots Academy, baby. Get Mane on the squad.
Hey, for real, like, let's... Okay.
Yeah, we got to talk about this. We got to address this. I'll give it to you first.
Okay, so if this game doesn't happen, first of all, from a fan perspective, it sucks.
Yep.
I want us as fans to have the chance to go cheer on our boys full strength.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to either 3-4-0, or you got to outscore them by 4 if they score an away goal.
Yep.
I want that chance. And I also want the chance for Violette.
Agreed.
Because absent second leg, they deserve it. We deserve zero. We have no business going to the quarterfinal round.
No, we'd be a laughingstock.
And it appears that unless Austin FC steps up and says, no, we're going to forfeit this game, and you guys go through. Because, again, shout out to Jorge, educating us today on Twitter, saying that they won't need visas if they have to go play Leon in Mexico. They won't need visas if they have to go play Taro in Panama. Leon 1-0 tonight, by the way, on the first leg.
So play them in Mexico.
Play them anywhere.
Yeah, fuck.
Go back to the same stadium. Do it again.
Sure. Well, not the same thing, but yeah.
But I'm saying, like, play. I don't care where.
Absolutely.
This game needs to be played, and I think predominantly for Violette. Those guys deserve it, man.
Absolutely. I totally agree. It would be an absolute bummer for them to have to forfeit this match. Obviously, the circumstances are out of our club's control.
Sure. It's not Austin FC.
It's not our fault, but I think that we owe it to them to try to make this work. For sure. Regardless of the fact that they beat the shit out of us.
Yeah.
We should want an opportunity to be like, okay, you got us. This is, we played 2 games. This is the second leg coming up. What can we do? Yep. And we've seen all kinds of crazy fucking comebacks in these type of aggregate. It's not aggregate.
Aggregate, yeah.
Yes, yeah. Aggregate scenarios. So, yes, I'm totally on board with you. It would be a major bummer for Violette not to be able to play this game, not to be able to have the experience to come play in Q2 as well. And our guys should want another crack at it because that was not our best crack.
Yeah. Or, El Crack wants a shot at him.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And Alex Ring.
This team has given me... Bro, so, we addressed our other sports fanhood in, other sectors, basketball, football, whatever be it. And both of us are a bit spoiled. You came up a Spurs fan.
Yes.
So you had 20 years of winning.
Best franchise in American professional sports for 20 years.
Somehow you ended up a Steelers fan.
Hey.
Somehow that happened. I'm a LeBron guy.
Family ties.
Obviously.
Yeah.
I'm a LeBron guy, but before LeBron was in the league, I was an Allen Iverson guy. And this team is just giving me 2001 Philadelphia 76ers vibes so much.
Yeah. Nothing without Drew.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, he makes everything go for us. Our whole entire formation is set up to give him as much space to operate, to get the ball, to do his surgical passing. So I'm getting very concerned that we're just a one-trick pony like right now, and that this is really all we have, because that was just a complete, just abject failure.
Yeah, disaster.
And this team has given me those type of vibes. But man, yeah, let's keep moving forward. My excitement and happiness is now
good. I brought you down to my level.
Yeah,
nice.
I'm feeling the wallow.
All right, like I said earlier, we kind of put out the call on Twitter. What do you guys want us to talk about? One thing I can't get on board with that I saw somebody write today is that performance was an embarrassment to our country. Come on, man.
That's actually almost absurd as Amro Tariq's goal. For their we are a team comprised of people from around the fucking world. We do not rep the United States of America.
We do not.
And you're going to say that we let the country down?
Nobody outside of Austin gives a fuck about Austin FC.
No.
They enjoy laughing at us, especially fans of our rivals.
For sure.
Nobody is not wearing one of those.
Yeah.
Is feeling any sort of embarrassment about that.
No.
Enjoyment.
Yeah.
Look, so let's fucking tone that down just a little bit.
That is insane.
Not embarrassing our country. Let's fucking tone it down a notch. We're picking it back up now, right? All right. Some of the listener topics here. Shout out at Taylor Smitty saying, does our organization give any fucks about this tournament? Fair question. Should they care? And do we not have enough depth to get through it?
All right, so the first question is, it's all part of one tweet.
Yeah.
Does our organization give a fuck about this tournament?
Yes.
Yes.
I agree.
They do.
Yeah.
Should we give a fuck about this tournament? I'm assuming that's the fans, or is he saying should the club?
Should the club care? Do they care? Should they care?
It's the champion of the continent.
Yes.
It's a prestigious award.
Right. So okay, so let's do this then.
Okay.
All the trophies we can win this year.
Yeah.
You've got MLS Cup, Supporters Shield, Copa Tejas. And then we've got the tournaments, we've got CCO, we've got League Cup, and we've got US Open Cup.
Okay. From
CCL to me.
Yeah.
Top.
Number one.
Because look, would I be pantsless for a Supporter Shield or a cup? Of course.
Mm-hmm.
But champions of the continent. And then birth into the FIFA Club World Cup.
Yeah.
It's the number one.
Oh. I don't know if I agree with you.
Okay. What do you got?
But I know where you're coming from. It's huge.
Yeah.
And would just again, it's like does that put Austin on the map in regard to, people caring outside of us that we let our country down because of this loss?
Well, look, then maybe we are the club like Seattle that goes over there and is a win away from playing Real Madrid.
Yeah.
That makes people care. At least they see the dang tree.
Yeah. Facts.
Right? I don't know.
I think I still think it for me right now it's the MLS Cup.
Okay. Over the Shield.
Yes, and I'm assuming that just has something to do with my American sports bias.
Same.
Where it's the playoffs, you got to show up,
Right.
It is interesting where we're in a sport now where it's like, your entire career in the NBA is written off if you suck in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're a bum.
Right.
So for me, it's probably still the MLS Cup. But this is two or three. And I mean, Copa Tejas is up there for me because if we, if there was only, you can only make one work, we got to get that for sure.
Sure. I just like, it's weird because I'm with you on the cup. Like, cup is 1B if I got CCO 1. But the Shield, I think you're spot on with it's my Americanness showing through. The Shield is tougher.
Yeah, absolutely. It's more legit.
Especially now.
And whatever the playoff format is now, yeah, for sure. So yeah, I mean, yeah, it's in the upper half of all of the potential things we could win for me. And we had a bit of a brief discussion about this earlier, and it really is going to just come down to like personal preference. Like, do you think that this team should be going as a fan in terms of what to root for? Like, your expectation for who's going to play in these matches should be like, do I care? Like, so. What was the third part of this individual's question?
Do we have enough depth for this tournament?
Ooh, that's the best question of all three there.
Yeah.
No. So yes, no.
Okay.
Yes, we give a fuck. Yes, we should. No, we're not deep enough to.
0 chance to win it.
Win the whole thing?
CCL.
I don't know what would indicate that we could win this whole thing from these first 3 games.
Probably the 6-0 truck on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Right?
That might bring me around.
Shout out Primo.
But I mean, again, look, our focus needs to not be the get back on Violette. Our focus needs to be RSL on Saturday.
Okay.
Right?
I don't know.
Oh.
Why not both?
Because you can't be looking ahead to the Violette.
Well, but okay. So now you're saying Shield over CCL. Because 9 teams get into the postseason.
It's the next game up.
Okay.
That's where I'm coming from. This is in the rear view. We're not on to Violette on Tuesday if that happens. Focus is getting better. Next game.
Gotcha. Okay. We'll talk about potential rotations and things like that here in a minute.
Okay.
Elzama15 said, would we have traveled with a full squad if we were drawn against a better team? So we get Tigres. We get Leon. We get Pachuca. Right?
No.
We would have done the same thing?
Yes.
Interesting.
If the format is still the same.
Right, we're playing the same days.
Tuesday, Saturday.
Just a different team. Better team.
No.
Okay. I think we run out a different team. Because I think we run this team out there, even if we're taking on a better team and we don't have this mindset like we're coming in there swinging dick. Right?
Mm-hmm.
This squad gets embarrassed. Even like this was an embarrassment, gets trounced by a Mexican side.
For
because
sure.
There's no cohesion with this 11 we put out there. So I think, maybe you're right. Maybe we do run out the fully rotated squad. But, I would hope that at least Lundqvist and Gallagher are out there together. Because they ran together in the preseason.
Mm-hmm.
Maxey is out there with the same front foot with Finley. Everybody is out there. And, it's tough for a guy like Johan. Because Valencia was gone getting his green card. So he missed some preseason. So, I can understand his case there, but I don't know. I think we would have traveled. I think we bring Seba.
Fair.
I think we bring, I think it's just a different beast if we play a better team.
I understand that, and honestly, I'm also just not on board with, man, I don't know. If they were taking this that lightly in this Violette squad that lightly, then that's just even more upsetting. Just really upsetting.
Sure.
Because it's just...
I don't think it's for me, I'm just focusing on, I think we bring Leo. Okay. I think, and apparently Leo may have some, Coach said, maybe, abdomen tightness or something like that. So, he wasn't feeling 100%, but...
shit. So, we've looked at it from, the positive side of, if we went down there and we had a different club. Mm-hmm. What if we did bring Leo down there and he gets hurt?
Well, we can't worry about that.
We can if we're talking about these hypotheticals in regards of who we're, if the matchup mattered. I don't think the matchup mattered. We're traveling to a different country. Mm-hmm. It's in the middle of the season. We just had a hell of a 2-game stretch here.
Okay.
I don't think they would have brought a different starting 11.
Sure. Fair enough.
Okay.
Squawker ATX, a couple questions in here. We'll just start with the first one. Were the preseason preparations subpar?
Were the preseason preparations by our club subpar?
As a whole.
I'd have to say no. Mm-hmm. And that's because we were about as immersed in it as you could be. And... although I don't know what the the process would look like there. I lost my train of thought.
All good. I think the preseason preparations were fine. I think they did about as good as they could with the Romagna situation.
Mm-hmm.
Valencia being gone, Tarek showing up late, CJ Fodre out, so we don't get to integrate our Generation Adidas pick into the team, which you would think that there are at least plans for him to maybe play last night. Maybe. Again, but he didn't get a preseason, so we'll never know. It's hard for me to come down on the side of we weren't prepared.
Yeah, it's just the hindsight of this situation right now.
Well, yeah, maybe people say they look at the results in hindsight and say we weren't prepared, but I disagree. We already talked about the team is trying different things.
Yep.
Josh is trying different things, and we need that because what we were doing last year down the stretch,
Yeah.
we weren't great.
For sure. People caught on to what we were doing, how we were playing.
And we need to have more than one style.
Absolutely.
So we can adjust to different teams and we can throw different looks.
Yep. I mean, it's what LAFC did to us in the playoffs and just completely took Seba out of the game.
100%.
I do want to touch on a positive side from the game and this new formation.
Sure.
Is that we did create two of our best chances with a sweeping long ball crossing over their back line, crossing fields. And that should be integrated into this kind of formation and style we're trying to play, but with a little more talented players getting the ball at their feet there.
Just how bad is the depth situation? And what measures can be taken before the summer window? And Squawker said, call up Austin FC 2 players, academy players, how many players have a strong alternative position, right? So we've talked some about this. We talked about the Arriaga rumor. No other smoke on that really since mid last week, right? And I guess we can use this opportunity to kind of talk about him again. I think I'm firmly in the camp of don't pay for him.
Firmly.
Unless it's that deal comes through and it's X number of GAM and people who have some sort of reference point say, that's cheap. Our boy Tommy Bogert, if he says, well, that's a great deal for Austin, then I think it's a great deal for Austin. So I'm not sitting here and taking some, because I just don't know. I don't have the frame of reference in the MLS trade market. I don't want to take up whatever cap space we have left with a guy who ain't going to start once Julio gets back.
It's tough. I mean, to address the depth situation, I feel like it's almost as bad as it could be on the back line right now.
Right.
Like,
are there any other spots that you're concerned about?
Maybe like our left wing position. But other than that, I mean, the midfield is deep. But I mean, shit, man. Alex Ring is going to be starting at center back.
Yeah.
He has to. So that kind of pulls away from there. But I mean, still with Valencia there. And I mean, I love the Owen Danny pairing. Yeah. They're so good together. And I think our best 11 has Alex at a center back role right now. And that's because our depth is absolutely terrible. Yeah.
Well, it's like we felt pretty good there for about a week when we had 5 center backs. Then the Romagna shit happened. He's out. We're back down to 4. And now...
Cascante,
Now, again, certainly you and I think I feel a little bit more harsh on Tarek, where, like, I wasn't saying I didn't want to see Kip again. I don't want to see Tarek again unless we absolutely have to. And like, this could be, again, late arrival to camp. So he's still learning the system, and he may still be getting in shape. Right?
Coach said he was fit.
Okay. Well, you got to trust Josh then. But, like, I think we have to be prepared for Kip to start a game in the next 3.
Totally agree.
Yeah. And I want that. Because if we're going to rotate that back line and try to keep Alex a little fresh and not run Leo into the ground at the beginning of the season, I think we need that third center back. And it ain't Nick Lima.
Nope.
Last night proved that. Like, and Nick he's also just so good on the right. And maybe I'm a little bit higher on him than I should be, but, like, to me, it's like you said, Leo and Alex, Kip, clearly the backup to me at this point. Because we don't have any other option.
Nope.
It ain't Nick. It ain't Tarek. Right now. Tarek 4, Nick 5 for me. Same depth chart for you?
Yeah, I'd say so. And I mean, also, Nick not being on that right for the Violette matchup just exposed us to so much danger because Hector was getting just butchered. Yeah. Yeah. It was a tough night for the captain last night, Hector. I will say, Squawker mentioned can call up Austin FC 2 players. We can't do that. Can't do it.
It's against the rules. If you can only go down. If you're on a senior team contract, you can go down and get minutes with FC2. If you're on a Next Pro contract, you cannot play for the first team. You could call up academy players, but there's really only one, and he ain't on the back line. So to me, it's we got to tough it out. Unless, like, if we can somehow get a loan, probably in the league, until the summer window.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know if that's a thing, but I think we need to wait for the summer window, assess our options until then, and just keep it together.
Yep.
We don't need to... Look, I would love to win the Shield this year. We don't need to win the Shield to have a successful season, right?
For sure.
We want to be in the playoffs and as in good a form as we can possibly be come October. But you got to think long term, and I'm thinking that way with our salary cap. And I don't, if we trade for Arriaga tomorrow, I'm probably going to be hyped on it. But like just looking at it, trying to look at it from a GM standpoint, I don't know if, because again, I don't want to allocate a lot of our resources towards somebody who is not going to start because I don't care who, we'd have to get a really good player for Julio to not start when he's fit. I think. Because like him, he can't lose his job just because he got hurt.
No. No one's taking his job on the roster currently.
Right, so. And if Alex Ring is not going to be an every game starter in the defensive midfield, then let's keep him as our fourth center back. And let's continue to build Kip up. I don't know.
I'm with you. I mean, I said it a couple weeks ago. It's all hands on deck right now for this back line.
Verde Hasta la Muerte was asking, why do we always lack urgency until the final 15? We're so passive and it makes no sense. Emotionally, I get that.
Mm-hmm.
I get it. I think it stands out because, and maybe this is just too optimistic or homerish, or I got the Verde colored glasses on.
Okay.
I think it stands out that we are so aggressive in the final 15 because we're a good team. So when we do fall behind, or if it is a tie game, we feel that we rarely sit back and just bunker for a tie. When's the last time we saw that? Unless we were down a man. We don't do that.
Absolutely.
And so I think we're like, again, we got down too much early last year. You were big on that when we first started the pod. Like, this is not sustainable.
Mm-hmm.
And we saw some of that in the second half of the season. But to me, I don't think we lack urgency till the final 15.
I don't.
I just think we have another level, especially at home, where with the crowd, somewhat of a 12th man there,
mm-hmm.
I think it just leaves a lasting impression on us when we are in those situations. And so, like, we weren't at the Q against Montreal.
Yep.
It was kind of like that. We didn't lack urgency in that game. We blitzed the fuck out of Montreal. Mm-hmm. We just didn't put one away until late.
Yep.
So
also game script.
Yeah. Well, I think it's a good point to bring up. Yeah. I just don't know if I would word it like that. Lack urgency.
I agree.
Well, we do. I mean, we're almost at an hour here. So again, first video podcast. Again, we're a little excited.
Yeah.
We've never sat here and just. Yeah. I mean, maybe after the games, but we're a couple, 2, 3 deep at that point. So
2 or 3.
Let's talk RSL.
Okay.
Because we do have another game on Saturday. Do we have a history with this team? 5 all-time meetings. 4 in the regular season, of course, 1 in the postseason. In that first season, August 14th, 21, RSL 1-0 up there in Utah. Bobby Wood on the goal. Julio Cascante, red card.
Yep.
Okay, they come to our house in October 21. 2-1 victory. If you remember, because I do, that Driussi assist on the second goal over the top to Diego, who then hits Ceci wide open to tap it in. The best pass, hands down, of season 1. And I can tell you don't remember it. We're going to watch it after we stop recording.
Okay. Yeah, there's a lot going on up there,
For sure.
Got to go through the file cabinets.
A lot going on up there. If anybody doesn't know what I'm talking about, just go watch the highlights from that game. October 2nd, 2021. That second Austin goal, the initial. They almost cut it off of the highlights. They almost don't show it, but you... Oh, God, it's nice.
The hockey assist.
May 14th, 22. 2-1 RSL in Utah. Ring goal first. Tough angle from the left side. Go up 1-0. Danny red card, RSL goals in the 55th. And the 88th, we almost held on. I don't know if you remember, we were in Guillermo's backyard watching that on the big screen.
I remember.
It got windy as hell right near the end.
Yep.
I remember standing up there holding the projector screen in the backyard and then almost letting it fall when we got scored on because I was pissed. And, of course, September of last year, 3-0, Austin at Q2, GT hat trick.
That's right, baby.
And then they come back next month, 2-2 draw, 3-1 Austin in penalties, first round of the playoffs. So, storied history between these two teams, although I'm not sure RSL fans would feel like it.
Yeah.
We've had a lot of rage against this team. We've had a lot of joy. Hopefully have more of the latter here come Saturday. And hopefully no red cards. That would be a first.
Fingers crossed. I do not like this team.
Me neither.
I do not like Utah. I don't like them.
See, I wish the people could hear producer Sheriff chiming in.
Yeah.
So, shout out to Sheriff. For this team that you don't like at all, Aaron Herrera, Sergio Cordova out.
Yep.
Herrera at Montreal. We saw him last week. Great job by Diego shutting him down. And Cordova up in Vancouver now. In our Andres Gomez, is a 20-year-old winger, U22 initiative signing from Millonarios. We talked about him in the offseason. And fullback Brian Vera. Those were their two most notable offseason additions. But getting back, probably the most important player, their captain, Damir Kreilach.
That's right.
From the back surgery. So he's been back in there, started both of their games so far in the MLS regular season. 2-1 win to open the season at Vancouver in comeback fashion. Down 1-0 early.
That's right.
I think it was our boy Ryan Gauld. We'll talk about best ball here in a minute.
Can't wait.
Got the goal, and then Vancouver blowing it to RSL. Then they go up to Seattle, 2-0 loss in week 2. No shame in that. Certainly for a team like RSL. They're also teasing, I was messing around on Twitter, went to theirs to see what's going on. They are teasing a major club announcement 2.5 hours before our game kicks off, and it's at the stadium. So I don't know what that could be.
What?
Yeah, do you have any idea what that could be?
No. What?
No.
They'd have to tell us about it, the club.
Well, I don't. It's 2.5 hours before the game. It could be. It could be anything. It could be we're getting a new stadium. It could be it could be anything. Maybe it's we're gonna forfeit today.
Maybe they have some seeing stones.
They know what's coming.
They know what's coming. Yeah, they do. I hope so.
Lineups, desires, lineup predictions. What do you got?
Well, I said Alex Ring.
Yeah.
So I think we're gonna see Alex at center back again. Man, it's just so hard. It's just so hard to figure this shit out with the Tuesday, Saturday cadence right now.
Mm-hmm. Well, I guess let's talk about that too.
Mm-hmm.
We can work this in. Do you think there's some rotation? Again, I know you just said it's tough, but I feel like if that Tuesday match happens against Violette, all hands on deck, right? So maybe if we know that game's not going to happen, we're going full against RSL. But
absolutely,
let's say that game is happening Tuesday at Q2.
Okay.
I think there has to be some sort of rotation in the 11, or bringing guys off early, or what, because elevation, 3 days, you barely get 72 hours, if that. So it's a little less, I think.
I think we would get our regular starting 11
Saturday.
Yes.
Okay.
I do, but I do think you'll see some quick subs. Maybe Diego doesn't start. Maybe.
Sure.
In
that case, do you think it's Rigoni still on the right, Galley on the left? Or is it we shift Rigoni to the left, we start Finley? What do you think there? I know it's tough to say with any certainty, but what's your best guess?
Best guess would be Johnny G.
Mm-hmm.
And that really isn't based on any sort of overwhelming evidence outside of we haven't really moved Rigoni around too much.
Yeah, we haven't. That's a good point.
So, yeah, I'm going to go Johnny G. I do think we see, Jossie starting.
Yeah.
Absolutely. He's definitely starting, given Maxi in the time he put in that game.
How about, look, if Maxi is our answer, then what the fuck is he doing last night?
I mean, I didn't want to bring it up. I didn't want to talk about it.
Bring it up.
Because it's like, I know Maxi's a fan favorite. I know.
We love Maxi.
I love Maxi.
Pull your fucking...
Yes.
Right?
We love him.
Bow and arrow out for those not watching.
7 game winners.
Yeah, 7 out of 10 goals.
Love them.
Yeah.
Is anyone calling for Giassi not to start now?
I hope not.
Like,
I hope
seriously.
I hope that can subside a little bit.
Because I didn't want to bring it up because I didn't want to be negative about Maxi or to have some sort of,
it's not negative about Maxi.
Exactly. It just the way we see it in terms of the 65, 25, 70, whatever it be, 20 split, maximizes both of those players.
Agreed.
To their best and highest potential.
Yeah.
So, Giassi starting, obviously, MVP, Seba back.
Yeah.
Need him so bad. And one of the reasons I do think that we see the more consistent 11 that we have here is because they hear a little bit of the noise right now. Mm-hmm. They know what's up. They know people are frustrated. And a good quality road win would go a long way for this club right now.
Would be our first road point, I believe, since late July last year. Believe that?
I do now.
After being the second best road team through more than half the season last year.
Yeah.
We have turned back into a pumpkin.
The old reverse Cinderella? Tough.
I don't know what else to say about it, dude.
Yeah.
I think I'm with you. If it's not Diego, it's Johnny or it's moving Rigoni. I think Johnny is more likely, especially with the willingness to play Zahn, left back, Nick back on the right. Yeah. Score predictions. I know this is not the day you predict a loss or a tie. You're on brand.
Yeah. 2-1 Austin.
2-1.
2-1 Austin. Comeback victory. Down 1-0. Seba cranks it up for us.
Do we fucking flip the script on them? RSL red card?
Where's Uncle?
Where's Dave? Shout out Uncle Dave. Correspondent in the North End.
That's right.
When we're not there. 1-0 Austin.
That was my first. I was going to say that first.
Okay. Well, you didn't.
But again, we're not getting scored on?
No.
What if Amro Tarek comes in?
He ain't coming in.
We ain't getting...
Bro, he's hurt.
Shoot. Okay. 1-0. 2-1. Heard it here first. I like it.
One piece of player news. I know we're already well over an hour, and we are not cutting out the best ball update or the betting picks. Correct. As bad as the betting picks were last week.
Yep.
Minnesota, right? Without Reynoso, babe, he ain't coming back.
Nope.
Minnesota United are in advanced talks to sign South Korean attacker Jong Sang-bin from Wolverhampton. Right? So from Wolves, 20-year-old, would obviously be a U22 initiative signing. One cap with South Korea already at the age of 20. Had been on loan with, you'll love this one, he had been on loan with Grasshoppers.
Nice.
Yeah. Swiss team.
Oh.
In the Swiss Super League.
Formidable animal.
Grasshoppers, right? I feel like the Grasshoppers color is probably about that mint right there.
Probably.
At Amy's Ice Cream, they used to have an ice cream flavor called Grasshopper.
I remember that.
Had alcohol in it.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Never had it. Do love Amy's though.
It's good.
Ooh.
Good Grasshopper.
Good shit. I don't like booze in my ice cream. It's not for me.
It was good.
All right.
Let's talk about the Best Ball League. I'll pull up our board here, and I'm sure plenty of people tuning out at this point. But on our Wednesday pods, this is what we're doing. This is the nonsense. Best ball update, betting picks.
Yeah.
Okay, so week 2, almost the top spot. Almost. Bastards.
We're coming,
we are
baby.
Austin
Don't
TV.
worry.
53 points for those boys. 52 for us. Texas Ring of Fire, not in last place for the week.
Hey.
So good. They're improving.
Okay.
43 points. Okay. Caught a DNP from Diego Rubio. Did Texas Ring of Fire. So tough there, but we don't feel too bad for him.
No.
We caught 2 as well.
I was going to say, who have we been without?
Insigne. Who is questionable this week, and he might be back.
We didn't get no Ricky Pooch first week.
That's true. Everybody got affected by that, but we don't. Taxi Fountas, 4-6. So we're shorthanded up front, but our forwards came through. Shout out, We Are Austin TV team. 14 from Jesus Ferreira. Another 14 from Lucas Zelarayan. So those 2 double-digit scores carrying those boys. 2 double-digit scores for us, though. 11 from Carlos Vela, 10 from Georgi Petrovic. I think early in the season, Georgie's our MVP.
It's been great.
19 points so far.
I mean,
2 shutouts.
Top keeper for a reason.
Top keeper for a reason.
Yep.
Moontower, by the way, bringing up the rear. So I don't think we're going to get a lot of chances to shit on those guys because their team is good.
Yeah.
Jeremy Abobasi, their high scorer, 11 points. Another 8 from Joe Willis. Joe Willis been good for them so far. But again, bringing up the rear this week. So looking at the standings, We Are Austin TV leapfrogs them into first place. They're on 103 total points. Moontower at 100. We've closed that gap a little bit. Okay. At least on Moontower, we're at 89.
Okay.
And again, Texas Ring of Fire made up 3 points on Moontower. They're sitting at 77. 2 weeks out of 34.
We're coming.
Still early. Very early.
It's fun, man. It's really fun.
I'm excited for week 3.
Yeah, I am excited. It's great.
All right.
And yeah, fuck you, Moontower.
Hey, we still love you.
Yeah, come on.
Don't worry.
Come on.
Dude, I will say, I know we tweeted about it. I'm going to the grocery store this morning. I got Moontower in the headphones. Mm-hmm. And this is, I think, the most emotion I've ever seen heard Landon, I should say, show. He's pounding on his desk at home. Like, I like this new Landon.
Yes.
Let the rage flow through you.
That's right. Give him the rage torch.
Yeah. We are the holders of that. Let's talk about the betting picks here. And I do let out a sigh because we let our own wallets down. And I hope not too many people have been tailing us so far because little profit in week 1, right? Plus 0.3 units. Minus 2.55 units here in week 2, going 1-4 on the week. Okay, we had Philly plus 110 at Miami. 2-0. Okay, the fuck Philly. Charlotte plus 175 at St. Louis. Own goal and a back pass goal. Come on, Charlotte.
Stop trying to be us.
Yeah, Cincinnati plus 240 at Orlando. 0-0 draw. Not a terrible pick there. We just said we would, we're cheering on that attacking front. Okay?
Yep.
Might be going against them this week. We'll see. LA Galaxy plus 225 at Dallas. Laid an egg. Took the lead first, though.
Yeah.
And got beat 3-1, I think. So, the one pick we did win, Austin FC. Okay? Plus 115. You can count on the boys.
Let's go.
To come through for us. All right? We may be going back there as well.
Might have to go to that well again.
Let's take a look at what we've got here on the week 3 board.
Fire 'em at me.
So we were discussing maybe looking at some, we've pretty much just stuck to picking sides, right? Picking winners. Yep. I think we need to dive a little bit deeper. I'll shout out, I believe his name is Justin, on Twitter. He's been posting his betting, or I would say he's been posting his betting results. Okay? I want to see the picks tweeted out beforehand. It doesn't mean much if you don't post the picks beforehand or record them somewhere.
Yes.
Okay? He's been crushing it, though. Shout out, Justin. I think we need to get into some of those, spread bets, maybe picking goal scorers, mix it up a little bit.
I'm with it.
We'll do it next week.
Okay.
Okay? Because I think we got some good ones here.
I'm with you.
All right. Let's stay with the Verde.
Yep.
Plus 200 on the road.
Yep.
Let's get this first win at RSL. Rotation be damned.
Yep.
All right.
Fuck those guys.
All right, let's discuss these other ones. I think that's the easy one.
Okay.
Let's discuss it here.
I'm with you.
If we're going to take, and we don't really like taking the favorites, right? Because there are some inefficiencies in the way that the books deal with MLS. Compared to the more popular sports historically, the books don't have as much knowledge on
Correct.
MLS. So we like to look for those long shots, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
But Nashville minus 120 at home hosting Montreal, depleted Montreal side. So I think if we're going to take a favorite, that's the one that stands out to me. Nashville minus 120.
Yes.
Hani may be back in the 11.
Mm-hmm.
Off the bench, I believe, the first 2 games. If he gets back out there, there's no way this stays at minus 120. Montreal are bad right now.
I agree. Yeah, I think I'm with that. I think that's a pretty safe pretty safe spot to go there.
Okay.
Obviously a much better team than
Sure.
Montreal. And if Haney's back, that line will definitely move. But if we can lock it in, I'm for locking it in.
We'll lock it in before we leave here. Okay, I was trying to get you on this one.
Yeah, I'm still thinking about it. I know you're gonna shoot it right at me.
Fired at you.
Fired at me. Ah, shit.
LAFC hosting the New England Revolution. Revolution are plus 475. Okay? 2 teams beat LAFC at their stadium last year. One was Austin, one was Nashville. I think that New England, LAFC playing tomorrow night, Thursday night, CCO first leg. 3 days rest. New England, 8 days rest. This is a Sunday match. Okay? I know they're flying across the country, all that. That's never great.
Yep.
Right? But to be almost 5-1 for a team that has won their first 2 games, has not been scored on yet, to my recollection. Petrovic, 2 clean sheets.
Yep.
Right? That's our boy.
Yep.
Not saying he's going to get a clean sheet against LAFC at home, but 5-1. You're telling me this team that set the points record in MLS in 2021 MVP in Carlos Heel, healthy.
Yep.
Right? You're telling me this team is 5-1 underdogs? I don't see it. I think they can win this game. And I think that is, I mean,
it's a lot of units.
that's what I'm saying.
I think you talked me into it.
All right.
I do want to see this LAFC lineup.
Sure.
See what they do. Do they have to travel?
I believe they're on the road
Okay.
tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I would like to see who they start,
Sure.
how they approach that game,
Sure.
and I can feel way more confident about it looking at that.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, okay, I like it. It is worth the risk reward in that situation, especially when you have a keeper as good as Petrovic, who can single-handedly just keep you in a game.
So they are at Jesus Christ, dude. Alajuelense. That's
Okay.
my best effort.
You gave it a lot of effort.
Thank you. Third time's the charm.
Effort. Yeah.
Maybe. They are on the road tomorrow, so coming back home again for New England. Plus 475. It's going to be the first time we've ever cheered for a Boston team.
Ugh.
Right? It doesn't feel good, but at 5-1, I'll get over it.
Yeah. Put a little money in my pocket.
Yeah.
I'll get over it.
All right. Last one I got for you, right? Cincinnati, we were on them last week.
Yep. Like to play.
Going away from them this week. They're at home, okay? Hosting the Seattle Sounders, who for some are the best team in the league right now. I don't know if I'm quite there. They are top 3 for me, no doubt. And Cincinnati, yeah, they're dangerous. But Seattle, not in CCL this year.
Mm-hmm.
Fresh.
Mm-hmm.
Looking great. Rui Daz should be starting this week. Plus 225 Seattle over Cincinnati.
Yeah, book that.
Yeah.
No refund needed there.
All right.
Yeah, we like that a lot. Seattle is just fucking... I feel like they're going to be on a mission this year.
All right. For what it's worth, we haven't placed this wager yet, but Austin, now plus 205. We'll take that.
We'll take it.
Anything else for you here? That's what I got. I know we were discussing some earlier, but if you don't, I'm good with 4.
That's a perfect meal right there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there you go. 4 bets. Nashville minus 120 hosting Montreal. Austin now plus 205 at RSL. Revolution plus 475 at LAFC. Seattle plus 225 at FC Cincinnati. Week 3 picks in the book. Guess that'll do it for us, man. First, in-person video podcast in the books. How you feeling about it now?
Great.
Yeah? Still great?
Yeah, it was awesome.
Hey, we play in 3 days, baby.
That's right.
Let's go.
I'm fucking... Do you see what I'm wearing? I got the scarf.
Did you take that off since...
I don't think I had it on at all.
You had that on Saturday? The wedding.
Oh, I thought you meant the scarf.
Oh, no. I'm saying, have you taken the kit off since then?
Yeah. I washed it like 20 times.
20? Why 20?
Get the stink off of it from Violette.
I like it. I like it. All right, everybody. We are, I think, at like an hour and 20 minutes here. So If you've got 5 seconds to rate, review, and subscribe to the podcast, wherever you get your podcast, or if you're watching us on video on YouTube, hit that subscribe button, right? You can hit the notification bell to know when a live stream pops up or a new episode goes live. Hit the like button on this video. Help us battle the YouTube overlords. Atone for your sins. Hit that like button for us. We'll be back Sunday discussing the RSL result, previewing, hopefully, the second leg of the first round of CCL against Violette. I'm pumped to watch the game on Saturday.
So ready.
I'm pumped to be back in the cathedral. Our church. Shout out Jeremiah. Our church of soccer.
Yes.
For Ian, I'm Zach. Vamos Austin FC, everybody. Goodbye.